What's up, guys? So, if you're an ecom business owner or media buyer in terms of Google Ads, SEO specialist for an e-commerce brand, this video is for you because I'll be showing you guys how my e-commerce focused SEO agency is doing the keyword research, managing the keywords, keeping track of them, finding opportunities, stuff like that. So, without further ado, let's dive in. I'll be looking at my big screen. So, I'm going to show you guys how we use actually this keyword mastery template. So I've shown you guys here already some examples, but what we do is we use SEMrush, we use exploding topics, which is an extension of SEMrush to find more opportunities, and we just use our common sense. First step, absolutely crucial, is that you understand your market. I mean, read all the reviews, talk with your customer service, perhaps even call some people if you're willing to go the extra mile. Then you understand and step into the minds of your customers. There is also my tip would be to use the deep research functions now with the recent LLMs to actually make a fantastic analysis on the tone of voice of your customers. Upload the site, do a little bit of nice prompting, and you'll have a very clear document. 20 pages of everything you should know about your avatar. Then you can literally interact with your avatar. So, if you don't have such a document yet, first of all, make it. It's super useful. Secondly, then use your common sense, either through talking with such a tool, and find some opportunities. So, I'll share with you guys this keyword mastery. It's going to be empty like this, but I just added this because this is how we segment it. So we have branded, we have our main angles, we use products, collections, and then we have informational keywords. For this specific example, I'm going to go into gummies. So we are going to be having, for example, melatonin as one of our main angles. That is a gummy we want to rank for, and then the product and collection are gummies, and we have melatonin gummies as a product. Mostly with larger SKUs, you will have very long sheets, but yeah, that's research which has to go into that. So fill out first your core keywords. The way you do that is, of course, look on your site, what collections do you actually have right now. Look on your competitor site. Guys, how do you know who is your top competitor? It's just by Googling it. Most of the time, if you Google your product, some other company will show up, and you will know if their site is SEO optimized by looking at how long are their meta descriptions. Are they under 155 characters, and do they look SEO optimized, yes or no? If yes, then that's a very quick and easy thing to check whether a site does SEO. So we then go into SEMrush. We then search for one of our actual biggest pillars, right? Once again, we have a supplement store, we focus on some gummies, and then we want to go for actually the gummies itself. So let me just reset my filters right here. We'll go from the volume up. So we see, okay, these are our main keywords. We have CBD gummies, we have melatonin gummies, we have ashwagandha gummies, etc., etc. For the sake of example, I just copy them. Make sure you select all of the columns, because then we make our lives easy, because we can just copy them and everything will be here in the right place. Guys, what we want to look at, and this is of course SEMrush data, but is the amount of volume, obviously. Guys, the quick way to check is the intent behind it. Either commercial or transactional will actually make you money. SEMrush is pretty accurate at guessing that. And then we have SERP results. This for me is a very interesting metric alongside CPC, because SERP results simply means how much people actually have an exact match or really focus a single page on that keyword, and that often you'll see low SERP results with brand mentions. So comparison pages, often have lots of opportunity, but sometimes very specific long tail keywords are where opportunities lie. So let me go search for one. For example, I found Keto gummies, where we are seeing a pretty nice volume. Normally I'd say above 500, but very low SERP results. And that is interesting. This would be an excellent keyword for us to check, because we notice that all these sites which are ranking on top don't have anything, specific for that. If someone were to search for it, we can already very quickly understand the actual intent behind it. And guys, 50% of SEO is intent matching. So how do we figure out what is actually the intent behind the keyword? First of all is how the SERP features are set up. So immediately we see a shopping. That tells me it's a commercial keyword. We see people also ask, so obviously big questions are also, there's an informational flavor added to it. And also, of course, what kind of questions, side effects, how much, weight loss, okay, weight loss. So it's related to weight loss. Then I take a look at these semantics. Google literally tells you what are the semantics. Often you'll even see at images what kind of semantics are even added. Then I take a look, how are these structured? So people want to first shop and then look at images and videos and short videos about it. If we see news put at the front, people want to, or something, very informational, people want to learn about it. These are literal signals. Google tells you what's the intent behind the keyword. And if you know the intent, then you know how to optimize the page. And low search results tells me that Google has not found enough pages to actually serve the intent yet. So these are always opportunities, and we always do very well with low results for keywords. So that's a very interesting metric. So I would definitely go ahead in your niche, do a very broad search in SEMrush, and then filter from low to high SERP results. You can then narrow it down to monthly volume over 500, and then CPC, 5 cent plus, so you actually get transactional and commercial keywords, or you can literally filter for that. Use them. I would always recommend to go as broad as possible when doing your keyword research and your initial research in the Keyword Magic tool, and then narrow it down. So now you found a couple keywords you want to actually rank for. First, I'll tell you guys about this. First you have all your branded stuff, then you have your main angles, and then your product collections, and then you have your opportunity section or informational, or however you want to call it, where you can build your SEO campaign on, where your focus lies. So let's say, now becomes the interesting part. We want to rank for them. First, we want to understand what's the data behind it. So follow this SOP. Then you'll learn how to add all of your keywords in here. And when you're done that, you see these crazy formulas. They will let you know how you're currently doing in SEO for these keywords already. And if you connect your URL here, you also see total page clicks for that. So 10 out of 10 would recommend that. Follow the SOP, you'll be good. Next is, by the way, guys, I will be sending this keyword mastery sheet to you. Here's the Loom video as well if you want to see me do it live. So next, and this is where the power of the sheet really comes in, is we will create our clusters. So CBD gummies, imagine we want to go there. We then create a sub keyword page. If you do this for the first time, it will ask you for authorization, and then it will create the sub keyword page for here. So now we go for CBD gummies. First, check here. So this is interesting, global volumes. Always take a look at it, be aware of how other people search for it, especially when in an English market. you will easily find opportunities from there as well. Then most of the time you want to immediately go to keyword ideas. I find that these tools are nice and all, but they're not yet that effective, especially with lower volume keywords like sub 30k total volume. You'll often just add every single one of them. But now there are so many keywords, we have to filter them. So again, we take a look at similar things. But I normally tend to always include the most important ones. So CBD gummies, best CBD gummies. Of course, you want to include them. CBD sleep gummies. That for me is very important to just keep there. And then aside from that, we want to find opportunity ones. Once again, now we will understand if we actually get the authority to start ranking for them. Because a big signal, if we're trying to rank for CBD gummies eventually, if your site is just starting out, you don't have the authority yet, and the site age and stuff like that, probably, so you will not have any average position. However, if you're writing for secondary keywords, you're finding all these opportunities in SEMrush. Let's together search for one. You're finding these opportunities, but you still miss average position. Let it even be 70, page 7 or something, right? Then you're missing overall the acknowledgement from Google that your site is relevant to CBD gummies. And that's an issue, because if you don't rank for the big one even very low, you will never really rank well for the smaller ones. Okay, so CPC, I always want to just do a little. So there we go. And we will do volume from 100 so we don't get bullshit. And there we go. We already have some stuff, which is interesting. Versus, so comparison, dog gummies, interesting. CBD for sleep gummy, so then I'll probably be going deeper into sleep gummy, because not everyone who is going to want to be searching directly including CBD, so the big upside from sleep, from the CBD gummy obviously is sleep. So sleep gummy, and then we want to search for similar opportunities. Sleep gummies, Ollie, it's brand, Calm Sleep Gummies, I assume that's a brand. CBD gummies for sleep, there we go. This will be obviously a very interesting keyword. So then we want to analyze, okay, what's happening. Ollie is on top, big site. And then we want to, I simply checking right here how people are, operating right here. I tend to look at page authority score referring domains. How big are the sites? And how well are the optimized are the pages who go here. So page authority score is an important metric I look at. But you'll see you can do as much off page as you want, but if you don't have a strong on page, you have an issue. So the guys at Ollie are doing a very good job. I'll tell you why. Because they match the intent very well. And people have social signals, they have the trust, they have the proper backlinks, and they share everything which this user just wants to see. That's it. It matches the intent the best. It's literally a gummy for sleep. Sleep in here. There we go. Once we actually figured out, okay, we have all our main keyword is CBD, and then we have our sub keywords, and we make 5 to 20 of these, then we can start going into finding opportunities as well. And that's where exploding topics come in. So let me just go ahead and go back to my search of gummies. And here you can see what actually is happening. So gummies with agar agar, no idea what that is yet. Gummies for sleep, there we go again. We see uptrends. And this for me, any of these are interesting, just out of the box. A growing market is something you want to get into. So gummies itself has a nice growth. That's why I also like the example. But then you want to export this and just, you can then analyze these trends, grab all of them. Well, you can actually only do 99 per time, so let's just do that. But generally you want to do every single one of them, and you want to go to the keyword magic tool, excuse me, and you want to enter all of your keywords. Oh, it was the keyword overview. There we go. It's saying some are too complex. But here we go. Now we have the opportunity keywords from exploding topics, and from here we tend to include the interesting ones as well. So gummy edibles, gummies for men. This is very interesting to me because I see a very high CPC, very low KD. That means the sites which are ranking for it are pretty low authority. So therefore, especially with new sites, we have chances. But you know, if we are working with a site which is already, you know, crushing it on the off page, then we just make a very strong intent matching on page, and then there we go. Same applies here. Gummy headphones. I don't know what really that keyword would do, what people would search for, but let's check. Gummy headphones. Oh, must be a brand or something. Yeah, of course you'll have that as well. Gummies with agar agar. There we have it again. Creatine gummies. Wow, what a keyword. Huge volume, commercial intent, big CPC. Amazon, Get Woolsey, Mono gummies, creatine gummies. You know, I better get one of our supplement brands up in here. There we go. Guys, I currently we're actually talking for the ones of you still watching, a little inside information. We are actually setting up our own supplement brand. We deliberately chose not to work with any supplement brands because you know, even though we have other brands, we wanted to create an actual, with we I mean the company founders, but as an e-commerce SEO whole team, we wanted to start an internal project, and already we know we wanted to go into supplements and specifically gummies, and that's why I like this example right here as well, is a niche we are getting into as an agency with an own store. So this also for me is a little bit of a research as well. You guys literally see me doing stuff while I'm telling you guys how we do the research. But now, okay, scenario, we have the core dashboard, we have all the branded, we have all the angles and brand USPs, we have all the products and collections are mentioned, and we have some other opportunities mentioned. We have our data in here, we then have all of our sub keywords mentioned in lists. Now, of course, it's matter to take action on it. So the first thing you should do is get the proper page connected to it. So for CBD gummies, you want to have your, if you're using a Shopify store, so yourstore.com/collections/CBD gummies. And you want to pretty much get the exact match URL for it to work properly. By the way, you have to put HTTPS in front. And then you do this for every single core keyword you have found. And then you optimize those first. And optimizing we do internally with a process called SEO, and we use a document for that to monitor what we actually have changed, and we monitor when we have implemented that change. You know, real quick, SEO essentially stands for Search Engine Position Optimization. excuse me. What happens then is we first do all the basics, so make sure we have one intent matching page, so we figure out exactly what the user want to see with what I showed you guys earlier. We follow all the old school SEO basics, keyword in H1, keyword in the slug, keyword in the description, semantic, NLP, meta description. We do that whole riddle, and then we schedule with a SEPO the supporting content we want to eventually write to get the topical authority we need. So what happens then is we will go to our sub keyword page. We will grab all of our sub keyword pages, and then we will schedule internally to assign our content writers to write the pages for which are supporting that specific core keyword. So if I want to start with my first optimization, I want to optimize my site for CBD gummies, I will do this. Go to CBD gummies. CBD gummies. I will then go into to see what is currently ranking. So who are the competitors? How much gummies do they have, etc. Do everything, the research connected to that. Once I figured out, okay, what in terms of products should I have, then I will go ahead and figure out, okay, what are the features? So people want to see shopping, images, short videos. So I'll probably add also the images about CBD gummy short videos. I will post on forums a lot about ourselves. I will make videos, even eventually want to make videos about our CBD gummies, what's the difference, informational style. And then to optimize it even further, build of course the necessary backlinks from relevant and authoritative sites. But on site, I would want to of course have better and more availability, better and more filters, better and more navigation, because then you simply serve the user better, and that's the way to get on top. It's a lot of SEO is user experience optimization. Then you have this technical stuff like making sure your meta title and stuff is optimized, but that will only get you so far. To actually get really high on the competitive keywords, it's 80% on site is just user experience, and then spend money on backlinks. So then you want to do that for your main core keyword, and then for your sub keywords. And the bigger your campaign gets, the more SEPOs you then can introduce to your sub keywords, which are more even topics underneath that. And then you build out very quickly from 20 core keywords to each core keyword having 50 sub keywords. You already got a pretty good 1,000 keywords. You already get quite some keywords you want to rank for. And then with this GSE data, you just refresh them a couple times when you want to look at the data and see how you're doing. Remember, if you're not having any positions yet, any impressions yet, you didn't do a proper job yet. So either add more supporting content, get the fundamentals right, EAT, stuff like that, and then continue building backlinks. Then go back. We tend to let a page wait typically for 2 weeks. Come back, still see zero change. Do more. Come back, still see no change. Do more. SEO is all about doing more. And last thing I want to mention, and I know this is a very lengthy video, but especially sometimes for a new project, our first recommendation is let's just optimize the whole site, because left and right we're working with clients who only do funnels, and then the whole Google end of things is just a simple Shopify theme which has not been touched in ages. And just focusing on UX for a month in web design and experience is such a huge ROI if you're serious about SEO and Google Ads even, because it's the same thing essentially with the intent matching. Sorry guys for the lengthy video. However, I hope you learned a ton. I will share all resources in the description. I'll be sure to answer any of your questions in the comments, or shoot me a DM, or I'll leave my contact info below as well. Gladly help you guys out. So I notice I'm getting a little bit sick, so I'm going to recover a bit. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye bye.